And we're back with another episode of Before You Buy, that show where we give you some straight up gameplay and our first impressions of the latest games releasing. And I get it. I hear you in the comments. Call of Duty Warzone, that's technically free to play. Haha, you don't buy it, it's free. We've seen these comments 1,000 times, so I just wanted to make fun of you guys first. Anyway, yes, Call of Duty Warzone. This is for Call of Duty Modern Warfare, but it can also be downloaded as a standalone free to play game. Straight up, it's Blackout, or Battle Royale, but for Modern Warfare. And it does come with some slightly new and interesting little hooks. So let's dive in. We figured we'd take a quick look at it. If you're into Call of Duty and you still like Battle Royale, this might be for you. Also, if you're bored and school is canceled or you're stuck working from home for certain reasons, it's a free-to-play thing that you might have fun passing the time with. Just so you know, this footage has been captured on both PC and Xbox One. We've been testing on both, so just so you know. Anyway, as of right now, it's a single map, and Warzone is squad-based Battle Royale. You and a group, random or friends, pick a spot on the map and parachute in. There's a circle of poisonous gas that is, of course, inching closer and closer, and you run around, you find loot and guns to prepare yourself and fight your way to being number one. You stop me if you've heard all of that before. You're also getting the gunplay, game mechanics, and systems from Modern Warfare, which I thought when it released, and still think now, those are very, very solid systems and gameplay mechanics. But I'm not an ultra hardcore player, keep that in mind. But I love mounting, I love the feel of the guns, the movement, and the new engine in general. That's just me. You get all that here. What I did really learn to enjoy quickly is the good emphasis on verticality in this mode too. There are mountains and woods and flat farm fields, yeah, but there's a lot of buildings and a lot of tall buildings, and being able to climb a lot and use your parachute and stuff really gives the game a lot of height in fun and interesting ways. You at least always start off with a pistol, but you of course run around and raid buildings and quickly pick up guns of all kinds, either floating around in rooms or in these loot crates that usually pop a bunch of stuff at once. Guns have different colors, meaning just how cool they are and how many useful attachments they have, and the best, most useful ones usually have unique names. And if you're really lucky, you can pick up a gas mask to help save you from the gas, or even a one-time use UAV drone or airstrike or a couple of other things I'll get to. And also, keeping yourself armored is important too. You pick these up. I like the feel and like the use of these. You hold a button when you have them in your inventory, and your character puts the armor plating over their chest, and then you can take a couple more hits. And there's a really good feedback system for when you're shooting other players and you know they have a bunch of armor on. It's just good to be aware. Plus, there's a really good pinging system as well, which is good for a game like this. Call of Duty, as big as it is, does have a lot of casual people playing who might not have a mic and a headset and stuff like that. It takes up like the ease of use stuff from Apex Legends in the best ways for the pinging, and just marking enemies, marking items, highlighting certain areas, that stuff. It feels a lot like Apex in that regard a lot, but I don't think that's a bad thing because Apex Legends is pretty good. So there's the looting elements, but it all boils down to just who's a crazy fast Twitch shooter. You know, who can shoot who first. That's Call of Duty, it's always been that way. But being prepared with certain tools definitely does help a little bit. This is where the cash money system comes in. Players you kill drop money. Some houses and some rooms have piles of it, and you can find it in crates too. Save all your money and find buy stations randomly in the map where you can buy back one of your dead squad mates, or buy some armor, or a self-revive to be prepared if you're down. Little things like that will give you the advantage, the slight leg up you might need if you come down to like the final 10 players, you know. But the big one is to buy a loadout drop request. This one-time use item allows you to call in a drop. This special drop allows you to access your custom loadouts and take them with you. You know, the tried and true custom loadouts from the standard Modern Warfare multiplayer. If you own the game and you've been playing that, chances are you have a good set of weapons that are likely gonna be better than most of what you find. Plus, it's your tool set. I want to emphasize that. The weapons, the throwables, and even your loadout perks, some with adjusted rules for the mode, it's the stuff you're used to. It's the stuff you've probably been grinding out on the multiplayer forever. So it's pretty good to have. This is just a really clever inclusion, in my opinion. It's a nice little hook that I'm all about, and it helps really tie the game in and makes your loadout that you spent so much time on feel kind of like the ultimate grail. I can't emphasize just how satisfying and how effective that is, man. Another good way to earn that money in-game game and kind of keep things a little more engaging, other than just crouch walking through a field, is the contracts. These are like little things on the map that you pick up and give you a little side objective. Sometimes it's as simple as just go here or find this crate and then find another crate. Sometimes it gives you a marker and makes you kill a specific player or recon and take over a certain building. Executing these not only shakes up the flow of things quite a bit, but it gives you that money that you want and you need. Now, not only is it nice to spend on loadouts and be more prepared than others, like I mentioned before, but buying like certain high-end tacticals, like kill streak type stuff, like an airstrike, and then just making it rain is also just very, very satisfying. It works with this flow, because not only is it just about being the best player, it's about being a savvy and smart player as well. It's also a bit more engaging because you get a nice second chance. You get killed, and then you get this cutscene where you're captured by enemies, even though it doesn't really make any sense. But I don't know, you're thrown into what is called the gulag. You're basically now in dead player jail. The game really, really smartly forces you to play one super fast go of gunfight. You know, the awesome mode from Modern Warfare. It's 1v1 in this jail in a very small, confined map that is very reminiscent from the old Modern Warfare days, and also straight up ripped from The Rock. You know, remember that Nicolas Cage movie? They drop you in with a random weapon that both you and the other player has, and the time is really brief, and you go. It's exhilarating, and it's so much fun, and winning and getting to drop back in a second time and rejoin your friends is such a great feeling, man. I can't emphasize that enough. And plus, if you get in there and there's a queue, you get to observe the matches from your jail cell above and then just like punch other players and throw rocks while you wait. It's really dumb, kind of like PC survival game stuff that I just really appreciate that. That's the unique stuff that I do like about this experience. Plus, the parachute is a lot of fun as well, because thankfully, like a few other FPS open environment war games, you can just redeploy your parachute whenever you want. It's really generous. You don't need a lot of height. So it's great for the verticality I mentioned earlier, and just great for slipping away off of a rooftop real quick or something like that. Plus, if you're really high up, you can release your chute and then fall mid-air and shoot an ADS while falling, and then redeploy your parachute again and float down to safety. And that's just awesome and really dumb and fun. Does it make sense? No. Does it need to? I don't know. I don't think so. The map itself is okay. Like, it looks kind of generic. You've probably seen a lot of it by now, but it does make for some good shootout scenarios, and it's nice to see some really fun, familiar elements return. Like, the crashed airplane at the airport totally reminds me of Mile High Club, which I very much appreciated. Also, really slick design to have the names of all the areas float above the actual respective areas in real time as you're flying down to them. I'm pretty sure other Battle Royale games have done that in some ways, but the way it looks here, and the font and everything, the execution, is just really cool. Screw the stadium though, I hate the stadium. It's the worst place in the game. Also, the other new thing I wanted to point out that accompanies this is plunder mode. This is more focused on getting and collecting the money, and whoever gathers up the most and brings it back to safety wins. This is still in the big Battle Royale map, so it's still goofy and crazy, but it has a few more layers to it. But, you know, you get the money and you go to do like a Dark Zone Division style drop-off to a helicopter, or you get lucky enough to find a little Fulton balloon type thing to instantly deposit some of it. It's a bit more of an accessible mode, you know. There's respawns, so it's a good way to kind of get your feet wet and learn the map, or just something else to play if maybe you suck at Battle Royale and you're tired of getting your ass beat. You can play plunder mode and have a little bit more fun. Couple bits of criticism, I still don't like the way the vehicle controls. Also, I mean, it just makes you totally a sitting duck on the radar. It shows you it, so maybe avoid them. But the way they control, I'm still just not really happy with. I've had much worse, but I think a game that's as polished as Call of Duty, like control-wise, I think they could do better. Also, the waiting area lobby thing is like a weird waste of time. You know, they take the time to do the whole drop sequence only for you to land, and then usually instantly the match starts, the actual match. It just feels weird and messy, and definitely confusing for first-time players. I just prefer the old PUBG style of just having everyone standing around and punching each other in the face in a random place. But I digress. The other criticism I do have is just of Modern Warfare itself. Like, the game pushed me to buy the Battle Pass quite a few times. Pretty obnoxiously, like with pop-ups. I get it, you know, especially because the offering itself is technically free to play, but I wanted to point that out for the sake of keeping you informed. I know some people really get bothered by that stuff. Otherwise, I think this is a fun little offering that might actually keep you busy for longer than you'd expect. If there weren't so many other games released releasing right now, I'd probably find myself hopping into this and playing it more from time to time because I had some fun. And of course, these games are always more fun with friends. But it's pretty simple, it's straightforward, it's a good time. If you already own Modern Warfare, chances are your game's already updated with it. Check it out. Either way, of course, this is a before you buy. You know how this works. By now, I give you some pros, some cons, and some personal opinion, and now I want to hear yours down in the comments. How do you feel about Warzone? How do you feel about Plunder? How do you feel about Modern Warfare? Let's talk anything about this and Battle Royale stuff down in the comments. Now, if you enjoyed this video, maybe we helped you out, clicking the like button is the best way you can help us out. We'd really appreciate that. And if you're new, consider subscribing, maybe hitting that notification bell, because we put out videos every single day. But either way, as always, thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys next time.